So I wanted to make a follow-up video based on a comment about the pipeline from promiscuity to religion. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. And in the previous video, I had mentioned that women found God as part of their recovery towards the end at 8 minutes and 20 seconds. And this one says, be careful how you explain. Some women go above and beyond to find God because it was their only hope, especially with Christianity. God is the only one that can complete a void of darkness that some women who have been unfortunately bound to lust due to SA is where Christ heals them from within. I don't agree with what you were throwing out here in your video, but then again, the Word of God does say the things of God is foolishness to the natural person who doesn't have discernment. It does not matter how many degrees a person withholds. Not many therapists understand the concept of sex addiction more or less, and would never understand the power of God behind spiritual whatever. So I'm going to not read the whole thing. So I don't know this commenter, one of the things I wanted to comment on was I think she missed it. I wrote a whole caption saying that the video wasn't comprehensive, but I also think she missed the part where I talked about how women can find God in healing and recovering, especially if they're a part of addiction and recovery group. Anybody who goes through like 12 steps or any sort of similar recovery program, I do think that religion plays a large part in that. And I've worked with countless number of people who have sex addictions as well as predatory, deviant sexual behaviors. I don't know if she knows that, but nonetheless, I do want to make sure to reemphasize that people can find God in recovery, not just for their own, enlightenment, but a lot of recovery programs can be based in that finding God is part of like your support system, especially if substances are a part of that, which is what I explained previously. So if you're in a 12-step program, they do, when they talk about the Big Book of Bill and things like that, there's a lot of conversation around religion and finding God and having a church home. One person that comes to mind that really talked about her addiction, oh my gosh, is Denise Matthews, the lead singer from Vanity Six. And so she's a person that comes to mind that really found enlightenment through faith and the church and things of that nature. But yeah, so women can certainly, find God through sponsors and through recovery work, therapy, all of that kind of stuff. And so, medication management, so it can be a whole part of their holistic sort of treatment plan is what I'm getting at there. I've also done other videos on sex addiction, lustfulness within women. So this isn't my first one, and I'm almost positive I've done a podcast. I've done a number of speaking points about this topic. One book that I recommend that's an oldie but goodie for women who struggle with lustfulness and sex addiction is by Charlotte Castle. Women's Sex and Addiction is the name of it. And it's been a great read, and I've recommended it to countless women that I've worked with in the past who've struggled with that. So I hope that helps, and that this is more of a lengthier video on talking about women who find Christ in a way that's more positive. Thank you so much.